What's up, people? This is Matt with BuyHDBeats.com. I'm going to do a real quick tutorial, so follow me if you can. If you got any questions, let me know, but it's going to be real fast. So anyways, I had somebody ask me a question about how to stretch audio in Pro Tools without affecting the pitch. A lot of times when you stretch audio, if you stretch it to a different beats per minute, it's going to affect the pitch unless you do it the correct way. I'm going to show you how to do it in Pro Tools and in FL Studio real fast. So anyways, I brought in a little bass track. It says 70 BPM. If you don't know, to change the BPM, click off the little conductor here. So let's say we want to do this a little faster, but let's first, I put a little instrument on here, just a boom track, real quick, drums, whatever. Let's hear how it sounds. It's gonna sound fine, but hold up. Let me alright, there we go. Let's keep it so we can loop that. Okay. Let's say we're like, oh, this is good, but you know, a little bit off time and I want it a little faster. Maybe, who knows, whatever you feel like. So let's go up here. Let's say I want it at 76 BPM. So what happens is it automatically cuts it to 76 BPM. However, what we need to do is we go here. These are elastic properties bar right here. It's going to show you polyphonic, rhythmic, monophonic, and varispeed. I'm going to go through them real quick. Polyphonic, basically guitar, piano, something with chords, a bunch of notes. Rhythmic, great with things with sharp transients like drums. Transients are these spots where they hit, where everything hits, okay? Monophonic, guitar, single note instruments. That's what we're doing here. We got a bass, so monophonic. And what we're going to do then is you go up here to event properties, event operations, quantize. And basically what it's doing is, you know what, I made a mistake. We got to do this first. Go to waveform, go to warp, so it sets each individual transient, if you will. Then what we do is we go up to event operations, go to quantize. What happens when you do that is it's basically treating it kind of like it does MIDI. If you know what MIDI is, basically it has trigger spots, trigger notes, transients, that kind of thing. So what it's going to do is, depending on what we do here, it's going to line those up per the grid, per the beats per minute. Okay, so let's say I want 16 notes randomized. That's good just because when you do quantize things, it sounds kind of robotic. You can do randomized to just make it a little bit of flawed. It seems a little more human to me. You can do all these other things. We'll get in that in another day. So watch this, though, as it changes when I hit apply. Boom. So it changed. So it matches up. Now, the big thing is when you move audio around is that you're changing the pitch. So that's why this is important. You're not changing the pitch with this. And here you go. This is with it set at 76 BPM. Might not sound great. You might need to mess around with stuff, but I'm just showing you how it can keep the pitch. Okay, so you can pretty much do that with anything. Here's FL Studio. FL Studio is a lot easier. Basically, you just go pull a WAV file in, and then, okay, this is set at 113, so obviously this is going to sound funny. Alright, well, let's just say we have it. Alright, what happens is when you put it in, if it's at 80 or whatever. Alright, so what happens a lot of times is when you pull a track in, it'll change the pitch. See how it changed the pitch on it? And I'm like, well, I don't want that. Well, let's say we want it at 70. Restretch, yes. Now, that's all you have to do. I can go to 107, just restretch it. Keeps the tone. So anyways, that's how you do it with Pro Tools and FL Studio. Sorry, I don't have time for a long video. I will do something a little more in depth in this in the future. Peace.